Sabadi! It is raining for the third day in a row here in Muang Ngoi. So, let's talk about the town. While Luang Prabang felt like an old French colonial town, most Laotian people live in small villages. So Julie and I wanted a taste of that, and we heard about a small little town that you can only reach by boat called Muang Ngoi. After a 4-hour bus ride from Luang Prabang, you arrive in Yong Tau. Here you can get a ticket for a small longboat that'll take you up the river until you arrive in Muang Ngoi. As you make your way up the Nam Ao River, you start to wonder if there's any civilization at all, as you're surrounded by jungle and it looks as if you're taking a back entrance into Jurassic Park. Then, like magic, there it is, Muang Ngoi. This small town that has one dirt road and is surrounded by limestone cliffs is considered off the beaten path. While it is a road less traveled, there are still plenty of tourists considering that there's only about 300 people in the town. Much of the waterfront is either a restaurant, guest house, or both, with a place to stay and a bite to eat costing about $5. The town itself is really beautiful and peaceful. There are a number of hikes to do and caves to explore. You can hire a local guide in which you'll have many options. Most offer fishing, tubing, kayaking, or trekking. Once we got settled in, we put on our hiking boots and we headed to Tham Kang Cave. We start the hike to Tham Kang by just going straight up out of the docks, and it takes about 45 minutes to get there. The cave is abandoned and empty, so we were able to go pretty deep. We walked about 500 meters back before Julia got really scared. I was definitely not scared. But before we left, we decided to do some light dancing pictures. We had many more hikes planned, but unfortunately, it's been raining non-stop for the last 3-4 days. But we were not gonna be completely stopped. We met this guy Jay on our boat ride up from Muang Ngoi, and he said, "Hey, I'll be your local guide. If you guys want to do anything, give me a call." So a couple days ago, gave him a call, asked what we could do, and he was like, "Hey, we could go up to this cool little village up north called Sop Chem where they do all the weaving." We were super pumped on that, and so we booked it. So the next morning we wake up, meet Jay, and it's still raining obviously, but we're determined to go up to the town. So we grab the kayak, head down to his boat, and he takes us up the river. And it's just more, beautiful views of limestone cliffs. They're just kind of shooting straight up out of everywhere, and a nice little easy ride up the river. After about a 1-hour boat ride up the river, we arrive at the sandy beach that Sop Chem has. It's pretty sweet. It's probably really awesome for the kids as long as it's not raining. We kind of head up the way from there. Sop Chem is really known for its homestays. There's a lot of people there that have really nice homestays that people can do. And this village is a lot smaller, so you maybe get a little bit more of the small town feeling than you would if you went to Muang Ngoi. So if you're looking for a homestay, I would definitely recommend Sop Chem over Muang Ngoi. But Sop Chem is mostly known for its hand weaving. I think most of the ladies there do hand weaving, and they make really beautiful garments, and because you're getting it right from them, it's incredibly cheap relative to buying it anywhere else. We got a bunch of really nice handmade quilts there for about 100,000 kip, which is a little over $10, and Julia found them in the main stores, not at the night market, but the main stores, and they were selling them for a couple $100. So you get a really good deal if you make it all the way up there and buy it straight from them. Plus it's really cool just to see how they make it. Since Jay was born and raised in the area, he knows everybody. I mean everybody. Like when we met him in the boat, we're like, "Oh, how can we contact you?" He just goes, "Oh, ask anybody, they all know who I am." So he's pretty well known, lived there his whole life, and he has many friends, which made for a really cool experience when we got to Sop Chem. Because he knows everybody there, he wasn't just walking around going, "Oh, this is that, that's this." He kind of goes, "Oh, this is my friend such and such." And we sit there and we talk with him, and then we move to the next house and we sit down, have some tea and coffee and talk with them. So So it made it a really cool experience to see Sopchem and talk with the people just because Jay knew them. We didn't feel so much like tourists looking at everybody. We really felt more like friends coming to have a visit and check out what's going on. So after we got done kind of talking story with all of Jay's friends, he kind of walked us down to the end of the town where there was this water tank that was put in by I think it was a California volunteer group, and they also built a school down at that end of the town. So Jay kind of walks us down in there and he's like, oh, this is the water tank and this is the school, and we come up on the school and we're like, oh, that looks sweet, what are they doing? He's like, oh, they're doing a dance. So they had like a little dance. They were really friendly and they didn't mind us sitting there watching them and just kind of enjoying the dance that they did. So after talking with more of Jay's friends and watching the kids at the school and checking out more of the garments, we kind of said our goodbyes and walked back down to the beachfront where our boat was. And this was a really fun way to end the whole trip. We get to cruise down the river in our kayak and just kind of look at everything at our own pace. And I really enjoyed it. And despite it raining the whole time, it was a really awesome experience and a really fun way to kind of wrap up our time here in Muang Ngoi.